Welcome to my apiary. It's Monday, April 17th, 2023. Chilly when it is. It's -1°C. I think it was as cold as -3, -4 last night. So the ground is quite firm. The sun is very bright and hot. So it's, it warms you when you turn your face to the sun, but there's a good stiff little north breeze going on here, and that makes it very cold. I'm going to leverage that cold. And so here's a principle that I was going to say newer beekeepers might not get, but I think there's a lot of beekeepers that don't quite get this. You can leverage the fact that the bees aren't flying, and the fact that the bees aren't flying today and they didn't fly yesterday kind of is what you need to look for. So if you have rainy weather or cold weather, I like cold weather better because it does two things for you. So the rainy or cold weather keeps the bees inside. And when they're kept inside for, and I don't know the exact number of hours, but I know that 2 nights will do it. That time could be anywhere from 24 to 30 hours or so. I know that if I move bees one evening, leave them 2 nights and catch them the following morning, that works. So I know it's not 48 hours. So if they're inside for that length of time, they forget where they live. So therefore you can take that hive, move it anywhere you want, and they'll be fine. Now what the cold weather does for me is it pulls the bees up inside that nest a little bit more, so that when I do move a hive, because these are two-way pallets, I'm going to be picking up some boxes. There shouldn't be a lot of bees left on the bottom board. There might be some, but there shouldn't be a ton. And so that's what I'm going to do. You can see that I've got some singles here smattered in amongst the rows, and I want to consolidate those, and then I can reuse those bottom boards and get more bees in my apiary, on and on. And I sleep better at night when everything is multiples of 2. It's just who I am. So that's what I'm going to do to leverage the cold, and I'm expecting to do this without a veil. We'll see how well that goes. If it doesn't go well, you'll have a front row seat to the hilarity that ensues. The other thing I want to do here, after I'm done moving, is I'm going to start my syrup pump, and I'm just going to fill these pails. The jars we put on and we filled after the pail, so they're in pretty good shape. The pails I think are empty or mostly empty at this point. I'm just going to fill those and let them have that. Boy, it's cold. It is cool. I was working outside a few minutes ago, and my hands got so cold I had to go and get my winter gloves. But this is what I'm going to do. So I have to get my hive tool, and you can see that the bottom boards are a mess. I've scraped the bottom board down, clean it up nice, and then move a colony onto there. I want to clean up over here first. I've got to see how many bees are on the bottom board. Tom Seeley's research showed that the bees really don't care what the bottom board looks like. But I do. Okay, let's see if we can move this one. There's no bees on the bottom board. I want to set this one this way. It's going to be the other way, but they'll figure that out pretty fast. Well, that went pretty good. It wasn't that heavy. Now this bottom board, I think you can still see that. I'm just going to kick this sideways, and then I can pick that up with the tractor in due course. there's still a lot of walking involved with the serving hose method, but you're not carrying the pails around. That makes a bigger difference in the fall when the pails are much bigger. But I still prefer it overall. So the syrup mixing and serving system is working well. My hands are just frozen. They're covered in syrup, and I tried to wash them, but the water was frozen on top, so it's very, very cold. And so I need to go in and warm up. And yeah, I think I'm going to do some wood shop work today. So I've got the bees fed, consolidations done, pallet consolidations done, which is really nice because you get to, like I said before, take advantage of that cold weather. We don't want cold weather, but at least there's something that, you know, it allows me to do. Okay. So now I have to trudge back to the house in my shoes in the mud. I always try and wear shoes and usually regret it. So anyway, that's feeding bees for today. It's Wednesday, April 19th, 2023. Oh, it's cold and miserable out here. I just had to come out and make sure that the pails and jars were good because it's very, very windy. It's only about 4C, very cold. With that wind, it's kind of it's an east wind, which is very strange, but this is an approaching Colorado low. Yay, that's what we want. And this is a 3-day system, they say. So we're not going to be out of this until almost the weekend. And so I was happy to see that everything is in order out here. Bees are all tucked inside playing indoor games. And so I need to get back to the shop and build some pallets where it's warm in there. So thanks for watching. A thoroughly miserable day outside today. I'm so thankful that I have a place I can work indoors, and I'm thankful I have plenty of work to do indoors. So the latter is definitely the case. I'll be working in here well into honeybee season. But you know, it is what it is. So that's really about all for today. I'm kind of putting together some videos on this, so I'll publish those in due course. I didn't update Tuesday the 18th of April, and that's because I just went to Winnipeg again on Tuesday. Very uneventful day, which is the way I like it. Did some deliveries, picked up honey from the packer. Yeah, that's about it. I got some fuel for the tractor. I was running right down to fumes, so it was nice to get some more fuel for the tractor. So highlight of my day, got some fuel. And fuel has gone down in price a little bit. And I think it's really perverse that we think paying $1.50 for a liter of fuel is good. You know, that's perverted. But that's reality too. Yeah, I was gonna get some more sugar yesterday and I didn't feel like going to Costco. I always waffle in the spring, how much sugar do I need? In the fall, it's far easier. You count the colonies you want to winter and you buy a bag each, right? I guess the nukes might be a little less, but that's pretty much the formula. In the spring is, how long is spring gonna be? How many colonies do you have? How many colonies, you know, how are they gonna take the syrup? It's, yeah, and they eat far less, of course. So it's certainly not a bag each. I think I've bought 22 bags so far. So again, if you want to just think about colonies worth 22 bags, like I say, one bag feeds a colony up for winter. So that's a lot of syrup. That'll be 5 gallons of syrup. And so, that's 22 colonies worth in there. And right now I'm feeding at least 100. So that's a fifth of that. Is that enough? Is that enough? 5 gallons. If there's 5 gallons colony, that's a gallon a piece. I don't think that's quite enough because I've given them all a gallon now, and the tank is getting down again. So I think I might buy another 20 bags or so. I say 22 bags makes a half a tank of syrup. It's just what it is. It's just kind of the size of my tank and stuff. And 22 bags is, 20 bags, 22 bags, that's manageable on a cart in Costco. Although, you get 1,000 pounds on your cart at Costco and people just wander right out in front of you. They have no idea that you can't stop, so you have to go really slow, and it's a real safety concern. Then I have to huck it all in the truck, etc., etc. It would have been a good time. I had room in the truck. However, I think I'll have room in the truck next time too. I just have to get busy here and start building pallets. I've got, you've got 6 there. So I've got 106 of the underpinnings done. So that leaves 54 to go. And I'm getting 20 on a skid here. So, fill 2.5 skids and I'll be able to move on to the tops. Yeah, and do the second round of putting these things across the assembly table. It is what it is. That's the job. Then I have to do 230 covers. And then I think 20 bee escapes after that. Yeah, I'll be here a while. So I'm going to get to it. Thanks for watching.